Niccolò Machiavelli, a biography and analysis. Who he was and his background and family. Niccolò Machiavelli, born on May 3, 1469, in Florence, Italy, was a diplomat, philosopher, and writer. He hailed from a middle-class family, his father Bernardo di Niccolò Machiavelli being a lawyer with a modest income. Despite the lack of noble heritage, Machiavelli's family ensured he received a comprehensive education, studying grammar, rhetoric, and Latin, which was crucial in the humanist culture of the Renaissance. What he did. Machiavelli's career began in the Florentine Republic in 1498, when he was appointed as a secretary in the Second Chancery. His responsibilities included diplomatic missions across Europe, where he met influential leaders and observed various forms of governance. These experiences profoundly influenced his later works. However, in 1512, after the Medici family regained control of Florence, Machiavelli was dismissed, imprisoned, and tortured under suspicion of conspiracy. Upon his release, he retreated to his estate and focused on writing his aspirations from other great thinkers. Machiavelli was inspired by the classical thinkers of antiquity, particularly Roman historians and philosophers such as Livy, Tacitus, and Cicero. He admired their accounts of Roman virtues, political strategies, and military tactics. Machiavelli's works reflect a deep engagement with these classical sources, blending their historical insights with his contemporary observations. His ideas and his evolution to the writing of The Prince. Machiavelli's most famous work, The Prince, written in 1513, reflects his pragmatic and often controversial political philosophy. Unlike previous political treatises that idealized rulers, The Prince offered a realistic and sometimes ruthless guide for political leaders to maintain power. He emphasized the importance of realpolitik, where the ends often justify the means. Machiavelli's ideas evolved from his extensive diplomatic career and his study of classical history, culminating in a treatise that diverged from the moralistic traditions of political thought. In The Prince, Machiavelli argued that a successful ruler must be shrewd, pragmatic, and, at times, unscrupulous. He famously stated that it is better for a prince to be feared than loved if he cannot be both, highlighting the necessity of maintaining authority and control. How ideas and philosophies could be applied in our modern world. Machiavelli's ideas, though controversial, have found relevance in modern political and organizational contexts. His principles of power dynamics, strategic planning, and the importance of adaptability resonate with contemporary leaders. For instance, in politics, Machiavellian tactics can be seen in the strategic maneuvering of politicians who prioritize statecraft and results over ideological purity. In business, leaders may apply Machiavellian principles by making tough decisions to achieve organizational goals, emphasizing pragmatism and efficiency. His emphasis on the reality of human nature and the complexities of power can also be applied in international relations. The concept of realpolitik, which prioritizes practical considerations over moral or ideological ones, is often employed by states to navigate global politics. Who would be his disciples in the modern era? Machiavelli's disciples in the modern era would likely include political strategists, business leaders, and scholars who prioritize pragmatic and results-oriented approaches. Figures like Henry Kissinger, known for his realpolitik diplomacy, and Lee Kuan Yew, the founding Prime Minister of Singapore who implemented strategic and sometimes authoritarian measures to ensure the country's development, embody Machiavellian principles. In the corporate world, CEOs who navigate their companies through competitive and often cutthroat environments by making strategic, albeit tough, decisions might also be seen as modern Machiavellians. Leaders who balance ethical considerations with practical imperatives, ensuring the survival and success of their organizations or states, align with Machiavelli's pragmatic philosophy. Conclusion. Niccolò Machiavelli remains a seminal figure in political thought, his works continuing to provoke debate and analysis. His background, shaped by the turbulent politics of Renaissance Florence, his diplomatic career, and his classical education, informed his realistic and often cynical views on power and governance. The Prince, his most famous work, offers insights that, despite their controversy, provide valuable lessons in leadership and strategy applicable even today. His influence extends to modern political and business leaders who navigate the complexities of power with a pragmatic and strategic approach, embodying the enduring relevance of Machiavellian thought.